much. There is one other question which I presume you blokes have, and that's whether or not the final 8 system for the AFL works or not when one side's going to qualify for the semi-finals with only 10 wins. Have you got that? No. Okay.
North Melbourne's not in.
I don't expect.
I'm glad that the Hawks will qualify, and I'll be at the MCG tomorrow.
Stop the clock now. All right. A final 2-minute, a closing statement from each of these 3 gentlemen, and first of all to the Premier Labor leader, David Bartlett.
Well, I'll finish where I began, and that is I've never been more optimistic about the future of Tasmania. Tasmania is 10 years into a 2-decade-long great renaissance and transformation. We are committed to making Tasmanians healthier by investing in technology that will exploit the underlying national broadband network. We will take our health system from a sustainable position to the most advanced technological position in Australia. We will be ensuring that Tasmanians learn new generation skills for the new generation industries and jobs that will arrive on our shores. We've started doing that with our reforms. We will continue. We will transform Tasmania into the food bowl of the nation, and as the Murray-Darling dries up, our paddock to plate strategy will see everything from the seedling in the paddock to the highest end food and wine tourism opportunities being invested in Tasmania. We will give our kids the best start in life by an unprecedented investment in early years nutrition and early years education. We will lead the way on renewable energy, stamping Tasmania into the global imagination when it comes to renewable energy, intellectual exports and manufactured exports. We will make Tasmania the most connected place on the planet, leapfrogging every other state in the nation and every other nation on the planet. We will create new generation jobs in new generation industries. That's the future that I want for Tasmania. This can only be done if we underpin it with a robust and strong set of state finances. The question for all Tasmanians to consider over the next 6 months is, will we risk this progress on another experiment with minority government, or will we press on with the transformation?
Thank you very much. Now, 2 minutes to close from the leader of the Liberal Party in Tasmania, Will Hodgman.
I too am incredibly optimistic about the future and our state's prospects, and I remain totally and utterly committed to doing what I can as the leader of the alternative government to present a very strong policy agenda, because I believe that what Tasmanians need and what they want, they need leadership and they need vision, and they need a political party that is prepared to tackle the tough issues irrespective of whether or not they are politically palatable. It's an important time for this state to make some tough decisions, as I say, and to confront these challenges, but equally to seize on the opportunities that are presented. And we've discussed some of them today. Water development, infrastructure building, better investment in our skills base, getting the business community operating efficiently and effectively to employ Tasmanians and give them the chance of having a job here, creating a life for themselves and their families, making the place more attractive not only to people from interstate or overseas, but to those who live here and might be contemplating departing. We need to change this demographic trend which has Tasmania becoming an increasingly ageing community, and one which is not as productive or as culturally diverse as it should be. The question David talks about is going to be a very important one, and with the greatest respect to Nick, there are only 2 people who could be Premier after the election in March 2010. David, or that's me. And the choice is clear. You've heard of our policy differences today, you've heard of what we agree on, and we're motivated by the same things, I'm sure. The question for Tasmanians will be, do they want more of the same? Do they want a government that needs excuses and another term to deliver what it committed to doing 10 years ago, or are they prepared to take a party with leadership and vision and a clear plan for our future?
Thank you very much, Will. Now to the Greens leader, Nick McKim.
Thank you, Tim. As I said at the start of this debate, if we want to maximise the opportunities for our beautiful state that we've been all speaking about today, we need to unite our people, and we need to work together to strive to achieve shared goals, but we remain a divided community in parts. The great resource extraction debates that have ripped communities apart, and in some cases ripped families apart, continue to be deliberately fed by the public policy settings of old-style political parties like David's, like Will's, who just simply don't get that a healthy environment is a key underpinner of the health of people, of the health of our communities, of the health of our businesses, and the health of our economies. Our environment, our unique natural assets, if we enhance them and protect them, can be key drivers of our economy into the 21st century. Of course, sectors like forestry and mining will continue to have a crucial role to play, but let's make them industries we can be proud of, things we can get together and get behind, not things that divide us. Because in the 21st century, as we move towards a global zero emissions economy, a diverse economy will be a healthy economy. And it's when we are truly clean, green, clever and creative that we'll be able to attract the kind of people we need to resolve the demographic challenges that face us. If we want to unite our people, we shouldn't war as political parties, and none of us should rule out working together to deliver the best outcomes for Tasmania. And that is why the Greens, unlike David's party, unlike Will's party, have refused to rule out any model that has the capacity to deliver good outcomes for Tasmania. That's leadership, that will unite our people, and the Greens stand ready to deliver.
Thank you very much, Nick McKim. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our time together today. Mr. Scobie will close proceedings, whereupon you will, according to this network. So there'll be networking, and I wonder if you'd be good enough to put your hands together to thank Will Hodgman for the Scobie, it will instead be Richard Darling. Richard, over to you. Take a lectern.
This might be the only time I get to push the Premier aside, so I'll just take this opportunity. But first up, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in thanking everyone today, and especially these three debaters in this historic public event. It's the first time we've had three leaders, all of them debating the important economic issues. So please, once again, put your hands together for the Premier. The TCCI was determined today to make this as challenging event as possible, really pin these guys down to the fundamental economic challenges for Tasmania. It must be said that we're not disappointed with the result. The debate was the first great example of leadership in action from all three gentlemen on the main issues. Leading up to the event, we had a lengthy internal debate about what we wanted to get out of today, but the political victor was not our concern. That will be determined by our friends in the Fourth Estate and by you, the general public. The TCCI and the business community, in fact, have already won. We can take confidence that here we have three leaders prepared to frankly discuss the big issues. The TCCI will forever be apolitical and will strive to work productively with the government of the day. Thank you must also go to the excellent moderating work of Tim Cox for keeping this event under control. Please put your hands together for Tim. And also to our studious timekeeper down there, Stephen Reid. Finally, credit must also go to Andrew Scobie and the board of the TCCI for their determination to contribute and influence public debate and their strong passion in representing the business community. Finally, to our panel members and you, the audience, thank you for your passionate attendance here today. The bar remains open until 3 o'clock, so I encourage all those who can afford time to enjoy the rest of this afternoon, and we look forward to seeing you next time for the great debate. Thank you.